Hey, pretty lady, it's me, Jerry Lewis. I'm back from the dead to host this new live telethon. You see, telethons used to be a big thing back in the 1900s, and then by the time we got here to the 2000s, they were not good. We threw a yellow telethon for the Ukraine a couple of weeks ago, and it was a 10-hour show, and there were a bunch of famous people like Billy Porter and Laurie Metcalf, I believe. I don't know, Martin Short, and a few others. So they threw a show, and it was pretty cool live, and they raised over $130,000 for the people of the Ukraine. So we're going to discuss the News Time Telethon today. If you give over $4, you can help a poor black boy make his dreams come true. Glavin, okay, well, I hope SNL enjoys my audition for them. This is the tape I'm sending in. Okay, goodbye. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Oh, they hated it. Too much Three Stooges. Jerry Lewis wasn't in the Three Stooges. Okay. Okay. All right, Lauren, I love you too. All right. It's Lauren Michaels, everybody.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the Telethon news you didn't know about. If you're still here after watching that cold open, I thank you. And if you're from SNL, please. Okay, so there was, in fact, a 10-hour telethon for the Ukraine in order to benefit some of the citizens that have been displaced, as well as just the city and the nation of Ukraine. The city of Kiev, the nation of Ukraine. Ukraine's not a city. It was thrown by Stars in the House, which has a YouTube channel, and they aired the entire 10-hour telethon on that YouTube channel, as well as on Sirius XM. It was on March 26th from noon until 10 p.m. Donations were made to the International Rescue Committee, and like I said, they raised over $138,000. There's a 138.5 in there. I don't know what the 0.5 is, but whatever. Stars in the House has been going on since the pandemic started. You remember that time in 2020 when a bunch of famous people would host like Zoom chats and recorded video, what are those, reuniting videos and all that stuff, and reunions, that's what the word, and they would all come together and like, hey, we're talking about Back to the Future for 47 minutes. And you can watch it either as free or you pay some money to watch it. Anyway, I guess this is what stemmed from that, but they're still going on. I think they do something like 2 episodes a week, but not just all telethons. They also do other things as well. It's a lot of theater and community focused type people. So it's a lot of Broadway and theater, community theater and all that stuff. You have people like James Michael, the guy who played Genie on Aladdin. He appeared in this broadcast, and they did a lot of musical things. I skimmed over the broadcast itself, and it was very nice to see people sitting in their homes over these video chats. But a lot of them were musical people, and there were some live acts that performed as well. The telethons used to be prevalent. There used to be ways that they can get donations, mostly because there wasn't an internet. You know, back in 1949, Milton Berle hosted the first one to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. And that one raised, I think, something like $1.1 million, $1.13 million, which is both a lot of money for back then and a lot of money for now. But they used to just air them on the radio. They used to air them on television, and you'd see famous people trickle in and out, and a bunch of variety acts, but a lot of it was mostly filler, which, hey, that's where the variety acts come from. And B, is it really good in the end? The longest one, which is why I did the Jerry Lewis impression at the top, was the Jerry Lewis MDA Labor Day Telethon, which lasted for 21 hours straight. And it went on from 1966, I believe, up until 2014, 2016 era. Obviously, it was trimmed down in the subsequent years. I think in the early 2000s when it was still going on, they trimmed it down from whatever it was then down to like maybe a couple of hours. That's how you make your money. But 1966, the 70s, you can have hours long, days long ones of these telethons. The Democratic Party held annual telethons in the 70s. And they're probably still going on now. Maybe James Carville is up there just talking away. Same thing. Maybe Jimmy Carter's up there just talking away. I know two people from the older ages. Modern ones include basically We Are the World and PBS and NPR's Pledge Weeks that seemingly last longer than a week if you listen to PBS, or if you watch PBS or listen to NPR in any type of interval at all. And then, of course, we have some that have eked into the modern day with, besides the bigger ones, with Never Not Funny, one of the world's first podcasts, which holds a podcastathon every year for Smile Train, which benefits the organization that helps children with cleft palates in different nations. And it's lovely, and that one makes a lot of money every single year, and they host it basically during the day. They used to host it like going into the evening, like into like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, but there's no point anymore. So that's what telethons are. It's a whole great litany of things that really just boil down to people talking on air trying to raise money for really good causes. Speaking of really good causes, why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where there are so many things that you don't have to pay me, but I really hope you would one day. Lauren Michaels, SNL. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chad Black White. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And it looks like I'm getting an email from NBC Universal. Stop sending these videos to us. Okay.